I remember the day specifically. I was just standing in my house alone and just put my head into my hands and I said, I can't do this. I absolutely can't do this anymore. My name is Angevine. I'm the security team lead here at Goodwill Montgomery, and thank you for this opportunity to tell my story. It's basically my testimony. So about 2011, my marriage was falling apart. I was feeling very down, and as if that weren't enough, then very suddenly, out of nowhere, my father passed away. It was kind of a shock to all of us. Happened very suddenly, but the reason it was a bigger impact to me than it would have been is because my father was one of the biggest spiritual leaders I ever had. I always said to people that next to Jesus, he was one of the greatest men to ever walk this planet. He would bend over backwards. He did everything in his power to make sure that my sisters and I had everything we ever wanted, and we were always provided for. So that was obviously a very dark time in my life. First of all, with the relationship falling apart. And at that time, thought I was leaning on Jesus as much as I could. I would pray almost daily and say, just show me where you want me to go with this relationship falling apart. God, do you want this to continue? Do you want me to depart this? And I wasn't really finding the answers. And then with Dad passing away is when I reached my lowest point. I remember the day specifically. I was just standing in my house alone and just put my head into my hands and I said, I can't do this. I absolutely can't do this anymore. And then a few seconds pass, and head still in my hands, not looking up. I felt as though there were literal hands on me. Nobody was in the house. It was just me. But I felt a presence, something I hadn't felt in the longest time. And I heard a voice in my head saying, "You're going to be okay. Everything is okay. Just turn to me, just have faith in me, and you'll be okay." And I find it very interesting to remind myself that on that day I may have lost my earthly father, but I was given a gift of rekindling my relationship with my heavenly Father on that day. I was always under the assumption that I could do it on my own. I very stubbornly would just say, I got this. I don't need any help with this. And I've always kind of had that issue either in normal everyday life or with spiritual life. But with this, it showed me that I can't do this on my own. I need him to walk with me every step of my life. I need him in every single area, every facet, because it's been shown to me time and time again, I can't do it without him. After having gone through such a rocky time, such devastations, the advice that I would give to somebody who may be going through that at this point is that just trust him. It will get better. You are going through a storm right now. You're going to feel like you're going through something completely insurmountable and something that you can't get through, but you absolutely can get through it. And the way that you can do that is by leaning on Jesus.